Maximizing shareholder value should be one of the principal goals of any company's management team. Let's discuss what that means. First, we'll talk about maximizing profits. Relatively easy to understand. The idea of maximizing profits is to just either increase sales or reduce expenses and thereby increase the amount of profit that the company makes. Maximizing shareholder value is not necessarily the same thing as maximizing profits. When we talk about maximizing shareholder value, what we mean is making a series of decisions that generate long-term returns and value to the owners of the corporation or the owners of the company. It's not necessarily true that maximizing shareholder value and maximizing profits are going to be the same thing. In fact, sometimes they can be in the direct opposite to each other. Sometimes maximizing profits means doing things that can harm the long-term shareholder value of a company. An example here is if you decide to fire everyone in your company so that you don't have salary expenses anymore, it's likely that you're going to increase the profits of your company because you don't have to pay all that salary expense. But what have you done to the long-term shareholder value of the corporation? You've probably severely damaged the company and harmed its ability to generate profits in the future and to do things that are positive. And so this is an example where we would say that maximizing profits and maximizing shareholder value are in conflict. Let's look at a more extended example. Let's say that you are a manager at an electric company and that you own a nuclear reactor facility, and that the nuclear reactor is your primary source of revenue generation. You announce in a company meeting that you're looking for ways to save money because the company wants to increase profits. And so you ask for suggestions, and someone raises his hand and says, let's stop paying the money that we pay right now to a company that disposes of our nuclear waste, and let's just do it ourselves. And you ask, well, how are we going to do that? And he says, that's simple, we'll just dump it in the river that runs right next to the facility. Well, if you do that, what happens to your company? Is it true that you've maximized profits? Yes, it is. You've saved $2 million a year in expenses and you have increased the profitability of the company. However, what have you done to the long-term shareholder value? Probably what will happen is this action will eventually be discovered. It's a major violation of a whole bunch of federal, state, and local laws. The company is going to be fined. The company is going to be sued. Lots of money is going to have to be paid out to a whole bunch of different entities. People are probably going to go to prison, and it's very likely the company itself is going to be shut down simply because you've done something that's very, very damaging. And even though what you did increased profits in this case, in fact, it really severely harmed long-term shareholder value. It's an extreme example and it's a little bit of a ridiculous example, but it's just to illustrate the idea that sometimes we have to learn to differentiate between maximizing profits and doing what's best for the shareholders. So maximizing shareholder value then becomes the overriding goal of a financial manager within the context of the company in which he or she works. It means exercising good judgment, and it means keeping in mind what we're trying to do here, which is to help the shareholders achieve the highest possible value of their company that they can.